Hi American Jiu-Jitsu family. Today we're doing video 5. Today's video is on stances. We're going to cover the forward stance, which is a stance to use to receive force. We're going to cover a defensive stance, which is a stance to create distance, and we're going to also cover tazabaki, which means cornering movements or side movements. Okay, so the first one we're going to cover is our forward stance. Our forward stance is used. So in the first video, we talked about blocking, but you can't just put your hands up and block. You have to have something behind it. So you have to have what we call a forward stance. Now in a forward stance, we step forward with our legs. We want our hips to be straight. We want our knee to be in line with our big toe. We want our hands to be up, and depending on what block we're going to use, in this case we're going to use number 1 block, we're going to raise our hand and have a slight angle to our body. So this is a forward stance. It's used to receive force, because when pressure or a punch comes at us, or that big haymaker punch comes at us, we can't just put the block up, we'll get knocked down. So we step forward in what we call a forward stance. So again, a forward stance, we start from a neutral stance or a kibidash stance. We bring, in this case, the left leg forward, we put the hands up, and we stand. So the hip should be straight, not turned or torqued, it should be straight. Our hand should be up, and then we would put whatever block we need, whether it be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. So you always got to have a stance. You can use a stance in the right leg being forward, or you could step forward with the left leg being forward. Okay, so that's your forward stance. The next stance we're going to talk about is your defensive stance. Now we do a lot of things based off of this stance, and it's called the defensive stance. We're not going to go into the movement of defensive stance yet, but we're going to go into the basic stance itself. So what we're doing here is when a person kind of crosses that line and gets into our comfort zone, or an area where we're starting to feel intimidated, we're going to, in this case, step back with the right leg. Hands are going to come up, weight's going to be on the back leg, hands are going to come up, this leg is ready to kick if I had to kick, and I'm just going to tell the person I don't want any trouble. So here's what's happening. When we do a defensive stance, we're creating distance between me and the attacker. So now once we do that, if the attacker wants to attack us, they would have to come forward. If our weight is already put on that back leg, we can easily kick with the front leg and then follow up with a technique that we'll do in the next video. Okay, so a defensive stance is simply taking the right leg, in this case, stepping back, putting all the weight on the back leg so the front leg can kick if it had to, putting the hands up and verbalizing, saying, hey man, I don't want any trouble. The last stance we're going to work on this video or movement is called the tazabaki movement, which is a cornering movement, which means we can move to any one of the 4 corners. So if I'm here in the middle, if I was going to move to a left front corner, my left leg would leave and I would just step. Okay, if I was going to move to my right front corner, I would just step. So when we're doing this, we're moving on a 45-degree angle to the front, or to the back. If I want to go to the back, I'm stepping back with the right leg. If I want to go back to the left, I'm stepping back with the left leg. So when we do these movements, if I go to the left front corner, I'm stepping with the left leg. I step, I angle. I want to go to the right front corner, I step, I angle. I want to go to the rear corner, I step, I put the weight on the back leg, and I want to go to the opposite side, I step, put the weight on the leg. You could also do this and follow it up with kicks. So if I step to the left front corner, I can use that back fist strike we learned on one of the other videos. From here, I could use that back fist strike. From here, in the stepping back to the corner, I can step and I can use that kick, and then same thing from here, I could step and I can use that kick. Last technique that we have is our side movements. This is the quickest way off the line of attack. So picture if you were on a train track and, God forbid, a train was coming, you wouldn't step forward and you wouldn't step back. You would step, the quickest way off the line of attack would be to the side. So when stepping to the side, we take our weight. If we're going to our left side, we shift the weight and we're here and we can kick if we had to. And if we wanted to go to the opposite side, we would come here, and again, we can kick if we had to. So with the tazabaki, you have the front corner, you have the front corner, you have the rear corner, you have the rear corner, and then you have your side movement, and then you have your side movement. So remember, in summary today, we did what we call a forward stance. okay? That was the number one technique. We did a defensive stance, which creates that distance, and then we did a tazabaki that I just showed you, okay? In life, when something's coming at us, if we face it head on, sometimes we get run over. So we have to learn how to kind of let things go by. We have to learn how to avoid things. We don't always have to fight things head on, okay? So when we're in these trying times right now, sometimes what you got to do is listen to music, watch a video, get into drawing, maybe play an instrument. Do something that makes you feel good. Not everything right now is bad, and there are good things, and this is one of the reasons why I'm making this video. All right? Find something positive, be creative, do things that are going to move you forward, and eventually you'll move forward even better than you were before all this. Okay? Next video is going to be on technique. All right? I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember what I always say, stay home, stay safe, and stay healthy. Have a great day.